Hello, welcome to Miss Peepers Reading Corner. I'm Katrina, aka Miss Peepers. Let's talk about banned books. This month, every video is going to feature a different banned book. In honor of Banned Books Week, which was at the end of September, my goal here is to educate viewers on different types of banned books, why books are banned, what worries the censors, and to encourage you to read the books that you want to read and not let somebody else decide what you are allowed to read. We're going to kick off this month with one of my absolute favorite books, and I know I've talked about this book on my channel before because I just love it so much, and that is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. Fahrenheit 451 follows a man named Guy Montag. He lives in a future society in which buildings are all fireproof, so firefighters don't need to put out fires. Instead, they've been repurposed and their job is to burn books. Books are strictly forbidden in this society, which encourages people to watch TV and listen to radio, preferably at the same time, to take drugs and to just drown out everything around them. Don't think too much, just be. And if you have a book that is a problem, we're gonna burn it. So people are arrested for owning books. People are sometimes executed for owning books, and the books themselves are always burned. So you would think that people who like to censor books would notice that perhaps a book about censorship is talking about them, but a lot of people who challenge books don't even read the book that they're challenging. But as Ray Bradbury once said, and I'm paraphrasing here from memory, there are many ways to burn books, and there are a lot of people running around with matches. Now, in my original video, I told the story about how Ballantine Books, who is a publisher of Fahrenheit 451, released an expurgated, or basically censored, version of this book without the author's knowledge, and they took out things that were deemed offensive. There was a reference to abortion, there was a reference to a man being drunk. They changed things around and they reissued the book for a high school audience. When Ray Bradbury found out about this, of course, he was very, very angry. One thing that I did not know at the time that I made that video, after that incident, in 1980, a committee formed within the American Library Association found that school book clubs, like Scholastic, for example, which is one that I grew up with, they all censor the books to some degree. And while it's bad enough that they censored the books to make them age appropriate for whatever audience that they were aiming for, they did not make it clear on the edition itself that it was in fact an edited version of that story. And so you would read this book not knowing that there was supposed to be a reference to abortion because it just wasn't there. And so you're not getting the full version of the book, and you don't know it. I have found this frustrating myself as an adult reading some classics. Charles Dickens, for example, was paid by the word, so his books are massive. The tangents, the side notes, the extra winding storylines are cut out to create a more compact edition of that book for a general audience. And that can be fine, except that it's not always clear that what you've got is actually not the whole book. But when you have an unabridged version of a Dickens book, it's printed right in the front. It's very clear that you have an unabridged, but the abridged is not clear. Label them. If you're gonna do that, label it. And always get the permission of the author if they are still alive, or whoever holds the copyright if they are not. And the one that made me chuckle a little bit, it was kind of a sad chuckle, but it was still a little bit of a chuckle. In 1992, a middle school in California taught Fahrenheit 451, and they taught a censored version, but it was censored like the way that the government censors secret documents. So someone took a marker and crossed out, like blacked out the words that were considered inappropriate. Can you imagine going to a class, being handed a book and told to read it, and then there's just a bunch of black marks throughout it, and then to have a discussion in your class about why censorship is wrong? Lots of ways to burn books. Lots of ways to burn books. As you'll know if you watched my original video, I could sit and talk about Fahrenheit 451 for a really, really long time. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to redirect you there. But I wanted to kick off this project with a book that I just adore and would love for everyone to read. So tell me, have you read Fahrenheit 451? Did you like it? It won't hurt my feelings if you didn't. It will hurt my feelings if you censor it. And either way, I will see you in the next one.